Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Pro Wrestling Paradise. I am Yazar. I'm here with Top Heel Face. We are discussing what just transpired on SmackDown, which was really an uneventful SmackDown. Would you agree,
Yes,
Top
yes,
Heel Face?
yes, yes. But first off, we thank you for everybody that subscribed to the page. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell when you get all the updates from when we go live and when we put up content. Also, please subscribe to our Facebook fan page, Pro Wrestling Paradise. All right, for more content. FTF movie stand up we criticize the product a lot because we love professional wrestling. We grew up watching this sport, and one of our pet peeves is bad booking, all right, and bad storytelling. So tonight's SmackDown was very mediocre, especially when you have somebody like Edge on the show. Okay, I think the only part tonight that really interests me was the newly resurrected Nigerian warrior Apollo Crews. I'm liking what they're doing with the heel Apollo Crews right now. Outside of that, nothing really else really piqued my interest. But go ahead, Yazar.
Alright, so we're gonna go over the first segment of the night. We started off with Edge kicking off the show. And I made this known to you, speaking to you. Uh, One thing I'm getting tired of is they need to change up the formula of how they open up the show. You don't need a promo to open up the show every single week. You know what I'm saying? Nothing wrong with the promo, and nothing wrong with the back and forth between him and Daniel Bryan. But I preferred the tag team match could have kicked off the show because the tag team match was actually very good. Um, Edge could have good promo against Daniel Bryan. He basically said that Daniel Bryan says he's better than him, but Edge says he's better than Daniel Bryan. You know, they're throwing verbal jabs. You know what I'm saying? Daniel Bryan still thinks he should be in the main event of WrestleMania. I agree with Daniel Bryan. You know what I'm saying? Whether this kayfabe or not, you know what I'm saying? I agree. It looks like we're gearing towards that as what we've seen towards the end of the show. But let's get into what you got. Any thoughts on the opening segment?
Um, here's the thing with Daniel Bryan and Edge, right? The only way that you can make this remotely any sense, and for you to actually make Fastlane worth watching, all you have to do is at Fastlane, instead of Roman Reigns putting his title on the line, what you do is do Daniel Bryan versus Edge. And the stipulation is this: if Daniel Bryan can beat Edge, he's added to the main event match at WrestleMania to make it a triple threat. Okay? And if Daniel Bryan loses, then that means that Daniel Bryan can no longer face Roman Reigns for the title as long as he's champion. That would be the stipulation because you got to turn up the heat now. He's already lost at Elimination Chamber. Okay? For him to go in the fast lane and face Roman Reigns again just to lose again, basically, I mean, it's wasting time and storyline room. So that whole promo that Edge and everybody just cut on each other, they might as well get in the ring and face each other at this point. Because right now, what it seems like, what that promo told me early tonight was their feud is way more important than Roman Reigns. That's what it sounded like to me. Because Edge is so good at what he does. Daniel Bryan is so good at what he does. The whole time I wasn't even thinking about Roman Reigns until his music hit, honestly. And him being the face of SmackDown, that shouldn't happen. Go ahead, Yazar.
Right. Let's get into the eight-man tag. We had Dominic Mysterio and Rey Mysterio and the Street Profits versus Bobby Roode and Dolph Ziggler, Otis, and Chad Gable in an eight-man tag team match. The first thing I told you, Top Heel Face, was why is Dominic still on SmackDown? He's not going to grow
I
him
don't
being
know
on
why.
SmackDown. You
Yeah,
get what
I
I'm
don't know
saying?
why
He
he's
has
still
no
on SmackDown.
character and he needs to develop still in the ring. I seen the certain errors, you know what I'm saying, he was making in the tag team match. He still looked like he's still finding his way. If you're still finding your
Right,
way, you're 23 years
right.
old, go 2 years in NXT, build up a character that's separate from your father, and create your own identity, create your own brand.
Yeah, we talked about this before behind the scenes, and here's the thing: Dominic Mysterio is very green. Okay, yes, he's been trained by his father. He's possibly also been trained by Chavo Guerrero. You understand? Coming up from that stock of professional wrestling, I mean, this is technically his family. You understand what I'm saying? So when you look at, and me and you already talked about this behind the scenes. When you look at Dominic Mysterio's size and how he goes in the ring, right? You can clearly see he's struggling to pull off the same moves that his dad has done for years, and he's a lot bigger than his father. So that goes to show you that he's not fit to really be a high flyer. Maybe a technical wrestler, but a high flyer, no. You understand what I'm saying? And I agree, he must go to NXT to find his own character, to find his way. You understand? That's the only way that he ever remotely is going to be able to step out his father's shadow and to make a name for himself. You understand? So, yeah, I could see he's still very green in the ring. And if he's not careful, he's going to end up catching his first injury in WWE because he's trying to do everything that veterans been doing for years, and he just can't do it. Go ahead.
Okay, into this tag team match because this was excellent tag team match. I honestly think this should have kicked off the show. You know what I'm saying? Just to bring some new energy. I remember back in the day, you know what I'm saying, we had brawls to open up the show. We're like, oh, welcome to Monday Night Raw, welcome to Friday Night SmackDown. We have a brawl
Yes.
and so on. We had a backstage thing, this, that, and the third.
Right.
So I'm gonna do stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? The opening stuff with the promos, it's getting redundant, getting tiring. You know what I'm saying? So I could appreciate a match just to kick off the show. Okay, let's get hyped. They're already in the ring. Let's get the bell ring. You know what I'm saying? If this would have opened
Right.
up, I think it would be way better to start a SmackDown because this was a great, great, great match. I mean, Bobby Roode, Bobby Roode had a lot of fanfare coming into WWE. He went through
Yep.
NXT, had a great heel run in NXT. You know what I'm saying? They move him up to the main roster. He comes to SmackDown. Vince turns him babyface because the fans were chanting his song. No, no, you don't do that.
No. No.
Bobby Roode is still performing at a high level, and it was certain kinks in this match. I'm like, man, Bobby Roode, where does he get his comparison to? He gets his comparison to who? Triple H. If he is getting that comparison, that means he's an excellent, student of the game. That's basically what he is. You know what I'm saying? He reminds me a lot like Triple H. Bobby Roode has all the tools. He got the size, the mic skills, the in ring ability. The psychology this man had in the ring was excellent. You know what I'm saying? Dolph Ziggler, we know what Dolph Ziggler can do. He always puts on classics. You know what I'm saying? I seen shades of Chad Gable. You know, I need to see more of Chad Gable. I can't wait for Chad Gable to be out this company. Honestly, they don't value this man because they give him so little time. But when he's in the ring, he does so much with it. I love the aggressive
Right.
side of Otis. You know what I'm saying? At
Right.
first, I was hating the pairing, but now I'm starting to adjust because Otis is getting aggressive. I'm tired of the idiot stuff that he was doing. You know
Exactly.
what I'm saying? But
Exactly.
when he's serious and on point, Otis is actually a great wrestler. I remember me telling
Yes,
you
sir.
he had a match with Ciampa at NXT. It was just a regular standard singles match. Excellent stuff.
Right.
I I
Mm-hmm.
I I, I encourage everyone to watch that match. Otis can go
Oh
in the ring.
yeah.
Same thing go with Tucker. Tucker can go, and Tucker's missing out, man. So
Yeah.
this was a great, great 8-man tag. I really think this should have opened up the show. We had a spot
Right.
uh Bobby Roode hit a spine buster on Rey Mysterio. That was beautiful. Uh, we seen a nice move from Angelo Dawkins. I think on was it Dolph Ziggler. Nice move. It was a great shoulder tackle from Otis on Rey Mysterio. There was a lot of good spots in this match. Montez Ford, man, he has it. He got the charisma. He has that athletic ability. You know what I'm saying? That the way he gets the height on his frog splash is amazing. Dominic didn't do too bad in his match, but
That
I did
man
see
got
he was
wings on his feet, man. Is what
yeah,
we
yeah,
say. He got wings on his feet, man.
yeah, yeah. Now Dominic, you know what I'm saying, he did good in this match, but I still seen the small things. You got to be a great wrestling mind to see where he was kind of messing up and slowing down a bit. But you're in one of the veterans, so they carried you in that matchup. But a great. great 8-man tag. So I enjoyed it. What was your thoughts?
Yeah, it was a very good match, man. And, I wish, Vince would consider the tag team division way more than what he thinks it to be. It's sad to see that, the tag team, as we know it on the main brands, is starting to die out, because, these, like this, like the type of match that they have put on tonight is something that you open up a pay per view with, like for a pre show. You understand? This is pre show quality, which is good. You know, uh, outside of the minor things, they should have started SmackDown with this type of match. So yeah, I like the match. Um, Dominic needs to hurry up and go to NXT and get brushed up on his skills, man.
Right, right. Definitely, I definitely agree with you. And this match just proves that I'm looking at Bobby Roode. I'm saying, wow, he can still perform at a high level. When is his contract up? You know what I'm saying? When is Chad Gable's contract up? These guys can be heavy players in the AEW, MLW, Japan. You know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy. It's crazy. Bobby Roode is like 40, 42. He's still moving like he's still in his 20s. I mean, he was going toe to toe with Kurt Angle on TNA. That's what I'm thinking of. I'm like, I'm seeing the certain glimpses. I'm like, I mean, what did Vince not see? I mean, you don't see it. I mean, it's crazy. Uh, so yeah, I'm not, Chad Gable. I can't wait. He's gonna be a major player. Most likely he's going to AEW because I think both the
Hey,
FTR members,
hey,
are very
man,
high.
I would love to see Chad Gable in Japan, man. All honesty, because of the style of wrestling he has, he resembles Kurt Angle so much. I think he would be a great asset to Japan, man. AEW's fine, but Japan is where legends are really made, man. You know, um, I would love to see him in the match with Kota Ibushi, Kazuchika, Tetsuya, Tanahashi. I would love to see him try to capture that junior world heavyweight title. Chad Gable is good, man. He's very good, man.
Yep, yep, yep. Definitely agree. I would just like to put this in there. Andrade requested his release from WWE on Monday as he was at Raw. Um, of course, they denied his release, and that pissed me off. Uh,
Wow.
I'm gonna let you comment on that because that's unbelievable,
Vince is
unbelievable. So
petty,
Vince has
man.
nothing to do with the Vince. Vince has no ideas to what to do with this guy, but you won't give him his release.
I mean,
Don't make any sense.
they already sent Zelina Vega home, who was technically his mouthpiece for the duration of his WWE career. So it's like, okay, what does Andrade do now? Does he join the faction? Does he tag team with Angel Garza again? What does he do? They just have him sitting at catering along with Keith Lee and Aleister Black and the rest of the guys have been called up that he's not doing anything with. And Andrade is very, very excellent in the ring. You understand? And if you can't find anything to do with this guy, then why keep him around? It makes no sense. Uh, Vince is not going to send him back to NXT where he can thrive on his own, okay? Because he was very good in NXT. Uh, I don't understand why I keep him around. I don't understand why they keep Aleister Black around.
Yep, yep, yep.
Like they fired his wife. Like, I mean, can't you like let him go home with his wife? You're not doing anything with him. Another guy who's main event, at best. So I don't get it either, man.
I mean, the on the coffin was recently we had that article that came out was Charlotte Flair pitched the creative that she wanted to work with Andrade on screen. They said no. You said no to Charlotte? Wow. Charlotte gets almost everything she wants. So if Charlotte can help you, you're done. You're done. Your own girl can't help you. The queen, right? She couldn't help you. Get on TV. Oh my. Release this
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
Make
yeah,
it
yeah. That
happen.
relationship ain't gonna last long, man. I see Andrade cussing her ass out real soon.
I mean, release the man. You know what I'm saying? We're hearing reports about him. The man's depressed. into going on a Monday Night Raw. He looks miserable. That's what the report said. I believe it. Of course, you're gonna be miserable. You come to America, the biggest wrestling promotion to show what your showcase. You know what I'm saying on a big stage. One of the top guys out of Mexico. That's what I'm saying. These guys, Bobby Roode, Aleister Black. You know what I'm saying? Andrade. They all were the top people in their respective companies. Bobby Roode is a TNA legend. He's a legend in TNA's history. He can go toe to toe with anybody you have on our roster. I guarantee it. Andrade can go toe to toe with anybody you have in our roster. I guarantee it. Aleister Black can go toe to toe with anybody on the roster. Why are you
They can
pushing them?
they can outshine the majority of the roster that you got now on the main brands. You know what I'm saying? And that's what anytime when you have somebody that's top talent and you say you have nothing for them, I want to say that they bullshit and that they lying. Like, let's look at Keith Lee, for example, right? You know what I'm saying? Despite of what Keith Lee got going on behind the scenes, Keith Lee is a monster in the ring. He just got to brush up on his mic skill and he's good. The worst mistake they did to Keith Lee was putting him on Monday Night Raw. Why not put him on SmackDown? Especially when SmackDown needs main eventers at this current time. Look, Roman Reigns is running through opponents like cases of water. It's not lasting any time at all. He's already fighting Edge at WrestleMania. Okay, after Edge, now what? Is he going to fight Daniel Bryan for like the fourth time? You know what I'm saying? Big E's being brushed up for the main event. And it looks like that he may drop the Intercontinental title soon to Apollo Crews, which I don't mind at all at this point. Apollo Crews is where he needs to be. So, I mean, after because Roman Reigns is not dropping the Universal title anytime soon. After he runs through Daniel Bryan and Edge and Big E, what's going to happen next? That's what people need to ask themselves. What's going to happen next? Who's up next? Keith Lee's on Raw. Okay. Who else is on Raw? Angel Garza's on Raw. Okay. Andrade not being used. Aleister Black is not being used. This is insane. There's no way in hell that you can say that you can't find anything for these guys to do. Go ahead, Yazar.
Yeah. So I mean it just proves, man, like WWE, like I said, I truly believe in an in-ring perspective, WWE has the most talented roster ever because they took all the top people from Japan, Ring of Honor, Impact, you get what I'm saying, so forth and so forth. You get what I'm saying? So, on that level, there's no way that they don't have nothing for these guys. The next segment, this next segment pissed me off. So now Reginald, after he was dumped by Carmella, after he was dumped by Sasha, Reginald is now being entangled with Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. Whew. Poor Shayna. Poor Shayna. Because Shayna's a loser when it comes to singles matches as well. But now she has to be relegated to this. And Shayna looked very, very frustrated on commentary. I don't know if you pay attention. But she looked very frustrated through the segment. So Reginald is out shopping with Nia Jax, and I'm guessing Nia Jax is now Reginald's sugar baby, or whatever you want to call her, sugar mama, whatever you want to call it. This is ridiculous. Get Reginald off TV. This man has more TV time. This guy Reginald has more TV time than Liv Morgan, Ruby Riott. Okay. I mean, this is ridiculous. This guy has more TV time than Aleister Black. You couldn't bring Aleister Black in for these 10 minutes that you showed Nia Jax and Reginald, and they weren't done. They weren't done. We're going to fast forward a little bit. We had the Kevin Owens show with Bianca and Sasha, and we know this feud here has the potential to be the biggest feud, you know what I'm saying? But due to interruptions almost every week, yes, literally every week there's been an interruption. Sasha and Bianca cannot build this to what it needs to be. And it's so easy. You made this hard. This is not a hard feud to build up. Sasha even mentioned it in the promo. Before there was a Bianca Belair, there was a boss. There was me. I paved the way for you. That's a simple story right there. You got the most talented in ring female wrestler right now in the game, Sasha Banks, versus the upstart Bianca Belair. Someone who may have the intangibles a little bit higher than Sasha when it comes to that maybe an athletic or a strength aspect. But Sasha may have the brains, you know what I'm saying, over you. She's the veteran. A simple storyline to book here. But what did we get? We get an interruption. We get an interruption. We, we get Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler and Reginald interrupting Sasha.
Yeah, we got Mrs. My Hole messing up a whole, which could have been the best feud in WWE as a whole. You got
How
My
do you mess
Hole
this
with
up?
Jax.
How? How do you mess this up?
It's
I don't
simple
understand
shit,
it. I
man.
don't understand it. Sasha Banks liking this. Sasha Banks was correct in her comparison. She said she's Michael Jordan and Bianca Belair is LeBron James. Two different athletes. Two of the greatest, I guess, athletes of their generation. You could say that absolutely. Why do we need the out? Why do we need all these distractions to handle this feud? This is ridiculous. We don't
My
need
question,
Reginald to make a feud between a creative tension between Bianca and Sasha. There's going to be already tension, as Kevin Owens alluded to. You know what I'm saying? Just the
right,
fact that they're competitors. They're
right,
competitors. Let
right,
it be organic.
right. And my question is, Shayna and Jax are Raw superstars. What the fuck are they doing on SmackDown anyway? Like you already retained your tag titles. Okay, go back to your respective brand now. What are you doing on SmackDown? Have they fought the Riot Squad yet? Do you know?
Yeah, they fought the Riot Squad about like 3, 4, 5 weeks ago or something like that.
Yeah, and they won. Okay, so them being on SmackDown is nothing but a distraction from what's really need to have attention on, and that's Sasha and Bianca, man. Like it don't make no sense why they're even entangled in that storyline. And it's not like Nia Jax or Shayna Baszler is going to get a shot at the SmackDown Women's Championship anytime soon. You know what I'm saying?
Wait, bro, wait. You're speaking too fast. Remember, it was announced that Sasha Banks is defending her SmackDown Women's Championship next week on SmackDown against Nia Jax.
Oh my God. So Miss My Hole gets a title opportunity before, let's see, I don't know. Who deserves a title shot right now on the SmackDown roster? Um Shayna, maybe? So Nia Jax get a title shot, but not Shayna. Somebody who can easily destroy Sasha in 5 minutes. A pure Amazon monster. And Shayna Baszler, an MMA, pretty much an MMA legend, is shafted to the side for Miss My Hole. Wow, this is
Yeah,
sad,
this
man.
absolutely ridiculous. This. I don't know how you mess something like this up, but they've managed to do it. They've managed to mess Sasha Banks and Bianca up.
Wow.
They
See,
managed to mess this up. And I didn't appreciate the interruption by Natalia and Tamina. Why? They fought Bianca and Sasha tonight, and I was like,
and again, this is ass backwards. They're the ones that should be feuding with Nia and Shayna for the tag team titles. Give those old women something to do instead of just interrupting people. Like Nia and Tamina's time has been past. They need to retire, but obviously they got it in good with the
here's
stab
the thing,
backstage.
right? You're really they're really risking the injury in a matchup like this. Not with Natalia, but with Tamina. Tamina can barely move, and I could see it in the ring. That's why she was in the ring for a small moment. But you gotta be very careful not to harm Bianca or Sasha going into Mania. And now you're gonna put her Sasha in the ring with Nia Jax, probably one of the most unsafe workers I've ever seen in the history of this
Yeah,
company.
very clumsy, very
So
reckless,
let's pray for
and
Sasha that she don't get injured next week facing Nia. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, because
Now
we
I know
already got
Sasha's gonna bring.
Oscar injured with a concussion. So
No. That was Shayna. Shayna put put
yeah, yeah,
put Oscar out of commission. So
yeah.
I'm just saying this is it just pissed me off.
Yeah.
And guess what? Sasha and Bianca lost. They lost. Why are you losing on the road to WrestleMania? They lost because of Reginald. Why?
Get Reginald off of TV, please. Please.
They lost to
What
Tamina and
where's
not
Reginald?
Natalia. Natalia and Tamina's time has come. You're a decade late. You're a decade late. You
Like I
really are a
said,
decade late.
like I said, instead of Tamina and Natalia dipping their nose into the women's title picture, they should be going after the women's tag team titles. I mean, come on. They need opponents for those women's tag team championships. And it seems like that everybody wants to get in Bianca and Sasha's business, which makes no sense. And the constant of it all is fucking Reginald. Like, who the fuck is he? Why the fuck he couldn't stay with Carmella? Like, this made no damn sense. Everybody knows Carmella can win the big one on her own. That's pretty much her gimmick, her entire career in WWE.
Yep,
Both
yep,
of her
yep.
title reigns was through James Ellsworth. You know what I'm
All right.
saying?
So after
So
the
that's
match,
go ahead.
yeah. So after the match, Bianca basically tells Sasha, "Yo, like I win. I'm in this to win." You know what I'm saying? They have a back and forth in the backstage. Sasha Banks calls her a rookie, and that's why he lost the match. I mean, you don't need, like I said, you don't need Reginald or any other person to make them build tension. They're for competitors. You know what I'm saying? This feud is wow. Like I know the match is gonna be great, but like this is WrestleMania we're talking about here. This is WrestleMania. This may be the worst WrestleMania build up for almost every match on the card. Are you even excited for any match? The number one feud now is Apollo and Big E. That's the number one feud right now in WWE. Honestly, that's the number one feud. They've now spotlighted the Intercontinental Championship over the Universal Championship and the SmackDown Women's Championship and the WWE Championship and the Raw Tag Team Champs and so forth and so forth. You done position the Intercontinental Championship really as your number one title, which I have no problem with because it used to be truly on the level of a WWE Championship back in the day. The Intercontinental Championship was prestigious back in the day, so I have no problem with you putting emphasis on the Intercontinental Championship. But your main event titles, the feud you expect to be, you know, on another level or another generation, you know what I'm saying, is not being built up to the hype that needs to. We really thought that Apollo and Big E was going to be just an undercard feud, but now the more Apollo gets into his groove, Big E getting serious, it's like, what is Roman, Edge, and Daniel Bryan doing? What is Bianca and Sasha doing? What is Drew McIntyre? What is Bobby Lashley doing? Apollo Crews and Biggie have taken the ship of what they needed to do and made it the number one feud in all of WWE. So kudos to those two guys for working immensely on their craft and what they're doing to create the story and make it very important. So I'm very disappointed in the creative behind Sasha and Bianca and behind everybody else. Roman, I'm disappointed in. He's cutting great promos. Edge is cutting
Yeah,
great promos. Brian is
shout
cutting
out
great.
to
Brian is cutting
shout
great
out to
promos.
God, exactly. And shout out to Apollo Crews from working his way from that catering table to being on TV every week, man. He finally found the character that fits him. And it's great. It's great. You know. And we really got Paul Heyman to thank. Because he's the one that, you know what I'm saying, put that fire in under his belly. You know what I'm saying? To do that. So it's sad that a mid card title is now the number one title that's really being thought about. You know what I'm saying? They pretty much just worn out with the main event, the Universal Championship feud with countless promos that's not needed. You know what I'm saying? Like, but go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead, man.
Now you good. Let's get right into Big E. Biggie returned. He came serious. He said he's gonna get biblical with Apollo. He declared Apollo to come out and fight me. Apollo didn't come out, so there was an open challenge late. Baron Corbin interrupted, and then Sami Zayn interrupted. Then it became Sami Zayn versus Big E. Big E destroyed Sami Zayn to retain his Intercontinental Championship. But you got any thoughts on that? Yeah, I said you had any thoughts on that?
Yeah, man, it's good to see Big E with a serious side, man, to his character. You know, it's a very you know big shift from the happy go lucky lovable pancake flapjack having Big E that we used to been seeing for the past 6 years. It's about time he got into a more serious role, and I'm liking it already. I'm liking it. I'm liking it way more than I'm liking the main event for the Universal Championship for sure.
And of course, post match attack, Apollo came out, attacked Big E, uh, got the steel steps, hit it right on Big E's, I think, forearm, and that was the end of the segment. Like I said, excellent work by Big E, excellent work by Apollo going into WrestleMania. This is the number one feud right now in WWE. Let's get right to the contract signing. Daniel Bryan, Roman Reigns. I'll let you take this away.
Yes, yes, sir, yes, sir. Um, so what came after that? I think it was the contract signing, right?
Yep,
Or
yep.
was it
Daniel Bryan,
mid-match?
Roman Reigns. Yep.
Oh man, they're just overdoing it for the Universal Championship now. They're putting way too much energy than it should be into this. It's simple. You know what I'm saying? Edge is getting a shot at WrestleMania. Edge is facing whoever wins at Fastlane. We know that Roman Reigns is going to retain the championship. He's going to main event WrestleMania. I feel like they're putting way too much more energy than it needs to be. So now we have Jay Uso, who tried to assert himself as the guest enforcer for for the Fastlane match. So, and then of course Edge comes out and interrupts like he does, and he says, "Well, I want to fight you, Jay Uso, next week, and whoever wins between the two of us becomes the enforcer for the match at Fastlane between Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns." So it's nothing against Edge, he's a legend, but it's like a giant turd in the punch bowl now. So we now know that Jay Uso definitely is not winning his match next week unless there's a false finish where Roman comes out and beats the holy shit out of Edge. And I hope that's what happens. That way it could just be, and that way it just be a regular tag team match, and Roman don't have to put his title on line at all. We could just do Daniel Bryan and Edge versus the Bloodline. Go ahead and get this out of the way, and then have it where the end of the match be is where Edge turns on Daniel Bryan at the end of the match, and Roman Reigns, making it a triple threat at WrestleMania. Let's go ahead and speed this up along. They doing way too much. Your thoughts, man?
Yeah, I 100% agree with you. And I think that's the way they gotta go. I don't really think Roman Reigns needs to defend his title this early. Um, going into WrestleMania, I don't even know why Fastlane is here. It used to be the Elimination Chamber, but I'm guessing uh, guys with their injuries and stuff coming out the elimination chamber, they don't want to do the risk. But you could have just made that month empty and really build up your Raw and SmackDowns as something. Because when has a Raw and SmackDown really mean anything? I remember back in the day, Raw had the titles on the line. SmackDown had their titles on the line. It used to be big time main events. Big Show versus The Undertaker. Big Show versus Kane. Big Show versus Stone Cold. You know, this used to be main events on Raw and SmackDown. Batista versus Edge back in the day on SmackDown.
Yeah, WWE having 12 main events a year is ridiculous. You don't need a main event. You don't need a fucking pay-per-view every month. We could just do 8. You know what I'm saying? One at the beginning of the month and one at the middle of the month. You know what I'm saying? Or one at the middle of the month or one at the end of the month. You don't have to do 12 pay-per-views a fucking year. Like, it's ridiculous. You have your big 4, which is Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, SummerSlam, and Survivor Series. Okay? Then you have uh your in between pay per views like Backlash. All right. Uh, what else did we have back in the day? Uh, you had the Great American Bash. Okay. You had, you know what I'm saying, the King of the Ring tournament. They definitely need to do that yearly again because I'm getting sick of King Corbin. Somebody needs to dethrone his ass. Okay. And then you had, a New Year's Revolution. You understand? There you go. 8 pay-per-views. You don't need to have Fastlane and Elimination Chamber. And that's the thing that gets me too. You got pay-per-views that are named after match stipulations. I remember the Elimination Chamber was meant for pay-per-views like Survivor Series. You understand what I'm saying? I remember when the Hell in the Cell was strictly for WrestleMania. I remember when Money Bank used to be for WrestleMania. They're making pay-per-views based off of stipulation matches. It really takes away from the authenticity of the titles that you got. But yeah, go ahead. I ain't mean to rear off, man. Go ahead.
I mean, you hit it on the head. I mean, I don't care too much for Elimination Chamber. I think it's been a yearly thing. It's established itself as its own, pay per view and stuff of that nature. But I think Money in the Bank needs to be canceled and put back on Mania. Um, they really don't have the and Money in the Bank. They've really devalued that with what they did with Miz and Otis. That was ridiculous.
Yeah, that made no fucking sense. That was just a bunch of confusion in of itself. And then Miz cashes it in, wins the title, but drops it next week to Bobby Lashley, which I don't mind Bobby Lashley being champion, but it's like, okay, so the Miz is just a transitional champion. That's all he's good for now. It's sad, but that's what they made him by making him cashing in it. So basically, Miz is better off cashing it in and losing and not getting the championship than cashing in, winning the championship just to lose it the next damn night. That made no sense. Or the next damn week, rather.
Yeah. I definitely agree. 8 pay-per-views is needed. And you can also do the in between, right? Those pay-per-views. For me, I think you need to do more women pay-per-views. Just to put the onus on women. You know what I'm saying? Make these special events, dedicated to the tag team division or the mid card or something like that.
Yeah,
Like King of the Ring,
yeah,
like you said. Get
yeah,
these talents something to do.
yeah.
I enjoyed the mixed match challenge. I enjoyed that big time. Saying give the
Exactly.
talent something to do.
Right. And speaking on the women's right pay-per-views, WWE Evolution is coming back. They haven't given up on that yet. It is coming back. But I think Stephanie wants to wait till they get fans in the building to do it. That's why they haven't done it yet. They want actual fans there at the Evolution event. And then NXT is still doing their Worlds Collide event, but I think they want to wait till they get more fans. So those 2 events are still on the books. They just want fans there.
Yeah, one thing I would love to see is Queen of the Ring. I love to see it. You did the King of the Ring. Let's see
Oh
the
yeah.
Queen of the Ring. You know what I'm
Oh
saying? And
yeah,
personally,
that needs to happen.
someone who I can, two people who just stick out to me as, who can win it. One,
Yeah, that's what I'm
Oscar.
saying.
Two, Shayna Baszler.
Right, like that's what I'm saying. Like you could replace Elimination Chamber at Fastlane for the King and Queen of the Ring tournament. You could really replace that, and during that time period on the road to WrestleMania, have a tournament. You see what I'm saying? One for the men, one for the women, and whoever wins, right? If they didn't win the Royal Rumble, whoever wins King or Queen of the Ring gets a shot at WrestleMania, because that's what they used to do back in the day. You become King of the Ring, you get a guaranteed world title shot down the line. Am I
Yeah,
correct?
SummerSlam. That's why you put it in between WrestleMania and SummerSlam.
Right. So, anything else you got, man? We want to wrap this up.
Yeah, let's wrap it up. The final thoughts. Check out the Facebook page, Pro Wrestling Paradise. Yeah, me and this guy here, Top Hill Face. We go live when we gotta go live. I try to push out the content as much as possible. I
That's
did the
right.
roster breakdown for the women. You know what I'm saying? Just to speak on the women of WWE, what needs to happen, you know, for this
Right.
year, even going into next year. And I spoke on all three brands of what needs to happen.
Right. That
And
yeah, that video will
first
be
thing
up
that
on YouTube tomorrow. So be
yeah,
looking out for that, people.
the first thing I've already said at WrestleMania, Bianca Belair, Rhea Ripley, they need to be they're champions of their respective brands, because with Oscar out, that creates more opportunity. You need a tournament.
Right.
You need a tournament. You
Right.
give the women something to do. Get a 8 woman tournament. Go start
Right.
now. You know the semifinals going into Fastlane, and then the finals at WrestleMania, and the winner needs to
Right.
be Rhea Ripley. That's what it
Exactly.
needs to be.
Exactly. Yeah, but it looks like Oscar is hurt. She might miss Mania, so we already know they're going to give Charlotte the title by proxy. She's going to need an opponent. This is the right time to bring Rhea Ripley in. You know what I'm saying? Because there's nobody that's really built up on Monday Night Raw to face Charlotte. And Ronda Rousey hasn't said a yes or a no if she's coming back. So you can forget about Ronda Rousey. You understand? Becky, to our understanding, she's working on the comeback, but she won't be back by Mania. I don't think she will. So your only option, if Oscar does have to drop the title, is bring in Rhea Ripley. Why? Because it makes sense, and you already got a storyline there for when Rhea Ripley lost her NXT Championship last year at WrestleMania, and the interview she did with Renee Paquette and the whole 9 yards. Can be Rhea Ripley's time to get revenge on Charlotte by taking the Raw Women's Championship away from her, and Rhea Ripley needs to go over. She needs to win. Charlotte will be fine. She will live. She will most likely get the title back between SummerSlam and Night of Champions. Guaranteed. But Rhea Ripley needs this to boost her credibility coming on Monday Night Raw. She needs to be built. She needs to be booked strong. Um, but my final thoughts on SmackDown, man, I give that thing a 2. That shit was piss poor, man. It was too long, dragged out, and it was too much unnecessary shit going on.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. SmackDown it was all over the place. I love the 8 man tag. Dominic needs to go to NXT immediately. There's no question about that. I mean, he can take the Cruiserweight Championship from Santos Escobar, which I'm still waiting for. That's a feud that's waiting for him. Literally, when he gets down to NXT, you know what
Right.
I'm saying? Then he can go into the TNT Championship picture. Not TNT. I'm tripping. The North American Championship picture. I'm thinking about AEW, which I'm gonna get on AEW soon. In my roster
Right.
breakdown in regards to AEW, because AEW has a decent roster now. They have a good portion of
Yeah.
roster that really
Hmm.
that go over the top with that. But that's a
Yeah.
different story. But
So
SmackDown was not good. Uh, you're killing Sasha Banks and Bianca, which I thought was impossible when you're building a feud like this. It's so easy. It's so easy. The
right.
best women's technical wrestler versus the most dominant overall athlete we haven't seen in WWE's history in a while. That's really what the build
Right,
up needs to be.
right,
And with
exactly.
that's my final thoughts. Roman Reigns, Bryan, and Edge. I'm still not feeling it. It's just some confusion. Hopefully, Fastlane excites me. It looks like we're gearing up for a triple threat at WrestleMania, which I have no problem with because
Yeah,
Edge and Roman Reigns alone, it just had no steam behind it. I think Vince understood that, and now he's probably gonna say, "Let's make this triple threat because you need Bryan in there." And I
right.
wonder what the fan reaction was gonna be if you just did Edge versus Roman. Would the fan
Yeah,
care
yeah.
about it?
It's
Because,
gonna be
like I said,
25,000 live in effect at the Bucks Stadium, so we'll see how it goes down, man.
yeah,
You know.
I can't wait to gauge some of this fan reaction, especially for the Fiend and Randy Orton after we've been seeing this thing for 6 to 8 months straight.
Oh my God, man.
So
Yeah. I hope
I,
that thing dies at WrestleMania. That I hope that that's the last of their feud for years to come. Just go ahead and get rid of the Fiend, man. Okay. Um. But yeah. Again, make sure you like, subscribe, share, hit that notification bell so that you can get a notification anytime we get ready to go live on this page and we put up content. Sunday, I will try to do my best to go live 2 p.m. Eastern time. And we're going to break down the both rosters for Raw and SmackDown on the men's side. Okay? Because we got to get deep into this. We got to get surgical with this because the way they be booking, oh, man, I have no words for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was expressing my frustration pretty much all week to Yazar. Like, yo, why the hell are these people being used in such manner when they have things, when they, again, it's simple fixes that WWE can do. They just won't do it. For what reason, I don't know. You understand? Like, for example, with Retribution, that gimmick is so dead, it's not even funny. But it can be fixed, it can be salvaged. Will they do it? No. Why? Because Ali likes to speak his mind and he's a thinker. And Vince don't want people to think, he just want people to do what he says do. But we'll talk about that Sunday, time permitting. We will be live again on YouTube, and I'm gonna try to figure out this whole StreamYard thing because I want to go live on YouTube and Facebook at the same time. So I'll rendezvous with you with that about that, Yazar. And um, I'm planning on bringing a guest. My homeboy from back in the day, I used to job with. You know what I'm saying? When I used to job in Ring of Honor. So we'll see how everything goes down. Anything else, Yazar?
nothing else.
All right. Yeah, I know what time it is. Top Hill Face here. Yazar, Pro Wrestling Paradise. Make pro wrestling great again. Fuck the fans movement. Stand up and be accounted for. See y'all next time.